Welcome fight fans to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Wednesday night's Australian heavyweight title fight here in Sydney, Australia between the champion Stevan Ivic and the challenger Toese Vousiutu. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Also, be sure to like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now, hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. All right, guys, the longer you followed my channel, you would know that one of my goals is to highlight fighters from around the world, not just main event superstars like a lot of the larger YouTube content creators do. I'm a one-man show and I do my best. So this is one of those fights to where I don't expect you guys to know who these fighters are, but it can be one of these stories where after a few years you might see one of these guys again pop up on your screen internationally. So this is why I do what I do. This fight is featured on the Sam Goodman versus Cesar Vaca card, which is going down tomorrow night in Sydney. So what I'm going to do in this video is break down both fighters. They don't have a long career. We're going to talk about how they go about their business. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of what they need to do to get the victory. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because that's when I'm going to go over the Las Vegas odds and give you my prediction and tell you where to put your money. This is one of those fights on domestic soil that was supposed to happen already, guys. This was supposed to go down at the end of 2024, but the fight got scrapped. Stevan Ivich is the Australian champion at heavyweight. Vousiutu is the challenger. So since the fight got scrapped, they've been going back and forth on social media. It's interesting because when we get to the odds, it's not the champion who's the favorite. It's definitely the challenger, and that has something to do with the power. Before we continue, I'm going to show you a little bit from them this week. They're back and forth at their media day a couple days ago here in Sydney.
I know he wants to slug it out, but I'm going to make it more of a chess match.
He's going to jump on his bike and he's going to run.
Yep, I'm going to run. I'm going to tire him out and I'm going to punch him in the face.
Brother, listen. You know, all I hear is Stevan's fit, brother. Fitness is not a problem now. Okay, so you can be as fit as you want. When you feel this, it's going to be different.
Vasuatu is expecting Ivic to run or get on his bike. If it was up to Vasuatu, Ivic would just stand there in the phone booth. All of his opponents would just stand there in the phone booth and trade blows. And if you've never seen Australian heavyweights fight, a lot of these fights, that's exactly what happens. It's why when they put these big cards on, no limits to promotion, they'll always chug in some heavyweights. You got rugby league down here, rugby union, you got AFL, you got some big boys, Kiwis, New Zealand, Samoa, Fiji. I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but some big genetically gifted savages who like to throw bombs. And the challenger is one of those guys. His knockout to win ratio suggests that as well. With his opponent, Stevan Ivich, he has a little bit more skills to the table. He's going to be the bigger guy. He goes about his work a little bit more, shall we say, classier. He likes working the jab. He likes moving. He likes working his opponent to see what his opponent's going to show him rather than just stay there and throw bombs. And in that little back and forth, this is exactly what you heard. You know, you would expect the challenger to want his opponent to just stand there and let him hit him. But it's called boxing and it's not called knockout. That, though, will be the narrative of this fight. Will Vasuatu be able to cut the ring off? Will he be able to have the cardio? This will be Vasuatu's first fight ever that has gone 10 rounds. Now, we know the champion Ivic has gone 10 before, so we'll give him that advantage, and he feels he's going to have the better cardio, so that's something to play in as well. And we've heard Ivic already say he's going to take not necessarily the first few rounds off, but he's not going to go attack mode early. He better be on his guard because the guy's going to come after him. When you look at the few fights that you can find on YouTube from Toese Vousiutu, he fights like a man possessed. He's not throwing setup jabs. He's not setting traps. Everything is with ill intent. Everything is to take your head off. And if one of those lands, you're going to sleep. So be aware of that, especially when you're looking to make your bets. Right now, I want to take a closer look at each fighter's career. Firstly, let's look at the challenger. Guys, Toese Vasuatu is 8-1 with 7 knockouts. He carries into the ring an 88% career knockout to win ratio. And out of 1,564 heavyweights in the world, he's ranked number 113 out of 69 in Australia. He's ranked number 6. He only has a career 9 pro fights with 28 pro rounds. The Aussie is a 34-year-old orthodox fighter standing at 6'1.5". He resides in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. We last saw him fight Kenny Nico 2-3, knockout in the 6th. Tutoru, majority decision in the 4th. Long, knockout in the 4th. Litueli, split decision loss in the 8th. Faso stopped him in the 2nd. Guys, we haven't seen him in over a year. Like I said, he was supposed to have this fight at the end of last year. It didn't happen, and he's not too active. He doesn't have a lot of fights, doesn't have a lot of rounds. What you could find from him online is that he throws bombs and that he's aggressive and that he'll talk to you in there. He's going to go after Ivich and want to get into his head early. He's already tried to do a little bit of that at the presser. Right now, before we look at Ivich's resume, let's look at what happened today at the weigh-ins. And so both guys were actually more cordial than I was expecting. I thought maybe a push, a slap, but maybe that's because I'm American. You know, you never know. Maybe an egg, a la Chris Eubanks Jr. and Conor Benn. But they were actually cordial. They were gentlemen. They were professional, and they were good sports. So maybe, do you guys see something in the weigh-in? Who are you leaning towards? I was actually impressed with Vasuatu's shape. From what I've seen in the past with his shirt off in his fights, I thought he was going to be a little bit more, I guess, out of shape. He looked pretty in good condition to me, as good could be, considering these are big boys about to throw bombs. Right now, let's take a closer look at the Aussie champion Stevan Ivich resume. Guys, Ivich is 6-0-1. He has 2 knockouts. He carries in the ring a 33% career knockout to win ratio. Out of 1,564 heavyweights in the world, he's ranked 149. Out of 69 in Australia, he's ranked number 8. He is the Australian heavyweight champion, and the 34-year-old is an orthodox fighter standing at 6'4". He resides in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. We last saw him fight John Mayella, 6-1, UD in the 10th. Mataika, 4-1, split decision in the 5th. Linde, 4-1, that was a draw. Coco, 2-1, stopped him in the 2nd. So this will be his second 10-round fight. He earned the Australian championship, so he could call himself a heavyweight champ. He goes about his business a little bit more classier in terms of traditional boxing technique. He holds his game, his composure a little bit better than his opponent. He doesn't throw too many reckless bombs. He doesn't get out of position too often. So I think that's going to play in his favor regarding the total outcome of this fight. When I look at these guys side by side, you know, they only have a handful of fights. Ivich is listed as 3 inches taller. From what we saw at the weigh-ins, it doesn't look like 3 inches to me, maybe 1.5 inches. I couldn't find the reach anywhere on the internet. I guess psychologically, because they were supposed to fight before, and Vasuatu hasn't fought in over a year, and Ivich is the champion, I'd have to give the psychological advantage to the champion. But then again, the challenger, he has that knockout power. He thinks that he's going to go in there and just touch the champion, and he's going to go out. And that's the X factor when you carry an 88% career knockout to win ratio as a heavyweight into this fight. So No Limit put this together not to go the distance. They want to see knockouts. They want to see bloodshed. That's why this fight is featured. Don't get it twisted. Right now, we're going to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds and see where you guys are putting your money. All right, guys, currently it's allowing me to just do a money line bet. So if the method of victory opens up before tomorrow night, I'll put it in the community section on my channel. I will be attending these fights, so I'll be going live as well, so stay tuned to the channel. Now, the money line on this fight, the champion, this is the interesting bit, is 225, meaning you put 100 on Ivich, you get your money back plus 125. The draw 16-1. Toese Vousiutu is $1.72. So the money is on him. He's actually the favorite. $100 gets you your money back plus $72. So I had to reach out to my network in Sydney. I have some people that travel Australia. They go to all these fights. They go to all these gyms. They're related to some really highly connected people in the boxing space in Australia. So when there's one of these fights where I can't find a lot of tape, when there isn't a lot out there on the guys, I'll turn to my network. And I was told to tell you to take the champion. I'm not going to tell you who my source is, but I'll take credit if we win, and I'm also going to take credit if we lose. I'm predicting Stevan Ivic is going to be too much. He's going to outclass his opponent, and from everything that I've seen, he should be able to circle away from that power from his opponent and get out of there safely and keep his Australian heavyweight belt. Guys, in the comments section below, let me know what you think about this fight. Maybe you guys are Aussies and you know these guys a little bit more than me. Maybe you know them personally. Let me know who wins this fight. This is not an echo chamber. You don't have to agree with me. Also, if you didn't see my feature breakdown, analysis, and prediction on the main event tomorrow night between Sam Goodman and Cesar Vaca, stay tuned to the channel because that's coming up right now. What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this Wednesday's fight here in Sydney, Australia at the Horton Pavilion at 122 pounds between the number 3 world-ranked Sam Goodman and the Mexican challenger, Cesar Vaca. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? Could you also like this video as well as go down to the bottom of your screen right now, that little bell notification button, hit that so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. All right, guys, we keep the ball rolling on another exciting week in boxing. The week starts midweek, not on the weekend, here in Australia, a fight at 122 pounds. If you ask Team Goodman, this is not the fight that they expected. It's not the fight they want. We know he's had grueling camp after grueling camp, and he's had some bad luck as of late. He was supposed to be fighting Toese Vousiutu last year. That fight fell through due to a cut, and now Sam is paired with a fighter in the top 50 in the world at 122 pounds, a tough fighter from Canelo's hometown, Guadalajara, Mexico, Cesar Vaca. So in this video, we're going to be going over both fighters' careers. We're going to talk about what they've been up to, how they're going to go about their business to get the victory. We'll go over that resume, as well as stay tuned to the end of the video. That's when we'll be going over the Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you my prediction on where to put your money. Guys, Cesar Vaca is a young fighter. He's not undefeated. He has 1 loss. He is the sparring partner of Toese Vousiutu. So that's all you need to know about what sort of style this young fighter, he's 23 years old, is going to bring in to the ring. He's also a Mexican style fighter, so you know you're going to have this pressure forward style. He's going to have cardio for days. He only has 1 loss on his resume. I should mention Eric Ayala, and he got outboxed. So when we're thinking about this matchup, one thing you have to remember about Sam Goodman is he's an all-around good boxer, but he's a defensive-minded boxer. He has great feet, great movement. He's really hard to hit. He doesn't have a lot of pop in his hands, so this is going to be a traditional style versus style. Will Vaca be able to cut the ring off and touch Goodman, and will Goodman be able to use that energy against Vaca and counter? Everything that I've heard this week so far in Sydney from Sam Goodman, he still wants that Toese Vousiutu fight. We just saw Inoue knock out Ramon Cardenas in an excellent fight, a fight in which he got dropped and showed his warrior spirit, picked himself off the canvas, dropped Cardenas, and eventually got him out of there. It was an exhilarating fight, and Inoue's been on record telling people that he only wants firefights. This is a guy who comes forward, and so this matchup was intriguing on paper, Goodman versus Inoue. But if you ask me, this is just my opinion, I feel going into this fight with Vaca, Goodman needs to look electric. If he still thinks he's going to get that Inoue fight anytime soon, he has to go out there and put on a phenomenal performance. He is headlining here in Sydney, Australia. The Aussies will know about the Mad Bunch. I talked about this group of fans before on the channel. Goodman has a traveling fan base with him. Wherever you see him fight, he'll have a section in the crowd chanting and cheering for him. So he is on the cusp of stardom. Countryside here in Australia, everybody knows who Sam Goodman is. He is on the brink of becoming an international star at 122. He just needs to put together a few exciting and electric performances, and I think that Vaca is tailor-made for Goodman to sit down on some shots and see if he could electrify the Sydney crowd at the Horton Pavilion. Right now, I want to take a closer look at what's at stake this Wednesday night in Australia. Sam Goodman's Mexican rival will sensationally lose 1/3 of his purse should he weigh in heavy for Wednesday night's No Limit Showcase in Sydney, with the unbeaten Aussie super bantamweight declaring, "Get in the sauna or get effed." Before we continue, guys, I'm going to show you their stare down yesterday. This started with Vaca's camp asking Goodman's camp multiple times this week already, and it's only Tuesday morning here in Sydney, for an extra pound or two, insinuating that he's going to be overweight. So let's look at the stare down between the two fighters. And now, what Goodman is referencing is that if he comes in overweight, he's still going to fight him. He said he doesn't care if he's 10 pounds overweight. The fight's going to go on. He's just going to make Vaca pay him more money. Sam Goodman has also vowed to fight Mexico's Cesar Vaca no matter what he weighs Tuesday, but will be significantly compensated if faced with a weight discrepancy. 5 months on from losing his $1 million blockbuster with Japanese megastar Naoya Inoue, Fox Sports Australia can reveal Goodman is in for a huge purse bonus if rival Cesar Vaca hits the scales heavy on Tuesday. Already the Mexicans team have asked for and been granted a catchweight for the Horton Pavilion headliner, which is 2 pounds, 0.9 kilos for you Aussies, over the super bantamweight limit. However, on Sunday, Goodman's rival then requested another pound, with their fighter potentially looking for a weight advantage against the man who's, apart from being undefeated in all 19 fights, also remains the IBF mandatory for Inoue. Quizzed on the weight drama after Monday's press conference, Goodman explained the catchweight before adding, and now they have come to us yesterday asking for another pound, so I said yeah, you can have that if you want to give me a chunk of your purse. Basically, it's get in the sauna or get effed. It's fairly simple. We've already given them 2 pounds, and right through this camp, I've sacrificed and been disciplined with my diet, but he hasn't. Get in the sauna, mate. And if he misses weight on Tuesday, he also pays me. Goodman grinned because I'm making weight. This will actually now be one of the easiest cuts of my life. Where I'm at right now, I could still make super bantamweight tomorrow. So if he doesn't make the catchweight, there will be financial penalties. And if he misses, they'll be going straight into my pocket. That's what I told No Limit boss Matt Rose. So you'll still fight him? Oh, 1,000,000%, Goodman said. But it'll be for more money. Asked for his own take on the drama via an interpreter, the Mexican said of potentially giving up a chunk of his purse, it won't happen. I won't pay anything. There's a fee for not making weight 30%, but I will make weight. End quote. When you guys are doing your film study on both fighters, like I said, the only defeat on Vaca is a couple years ago in 2023. He is only 23 years old, so he was young in his pro career. He got outboxed against Eric Ayala, and you have to think that this is what Goodman's team is going to plan on doing. He is a pressure forward fighter. He's going to want to hit Goodman and trap Goodman in spots, but if you watch Sam's film study, he's really tough to hit. We last saw him win a decision against a tough Thai, and then before that, he stopped a tough Aussie fighter, Mark Schleps. So right now, I do want to take a closer deep dive in the career of Cesar Vaca. Guys, Vaca's 19-1 with 1 draw. He has 12 knockouts. He carries into the ring a 63% career knockout to win ratio, and out of 1,162 fighters at 122 pounds, he's ranked number 49. The 23-year-old Mexican resides from Guadalajara, Mexico. We last saw him fight Joel Cordova, 14-10, UD in the 10th. Luna, 15-8, stoppage in the 4th. Okana, 15-0, majority decision in the 10th. Eric Ayala, his only loss. Ayala was 14-1, he lost a decision in the 10th. Adrian Acevedo, 8-8, stoppage in the 2nd. So guys, without a doubt, this will be the biggest step up in Cesar Vaca's career. It's going to be a great rangefinder in terms of his team and his camp to see where he is shoulder to shoulder with a world-class talent like Sam Goodman. You ask any fighter in the world for the opportunity that Vaca has, nobody will turn that down. He's flown all the way from Mexico, and he truly believes that he could get it done against Sam Goodman. Right now, let's take a look at the main events feature Sam Goodman and see what he's been up to in his career. Guys, Goodman's 19-0 with 8 knockouts. He carries in the ring a 42% career knockout to win ratio. Now to 1,393 fighters at 122 pounds, he is ranked number 3. The 26-year-old Australian is a 5'6" orthodox fighter with a 66-inch reach. He resides in Albion Park, New South Wales. We last saw him fight Thachana Longpan, 25-0, UD in the 12th. Schleps, 13-2. Stopped him in the 4th. Lou, 19-0, UD in the 12th. Miguel Flores, 25-4, UD in the 12th. Rais Alim, 20-0, split decision in the 12th. So Goodman, like I said, when you're looking at a fighter and you're looking at all the boxes that you want to tick to see if a guy is at world-class level, he almost has all of the boxes ticked. The only one that you wouldn't be able to tick is the power box, but we've seen people become world champions with no power. Think about Paulie Malignaggi. So it's not one of these things that is a requirement to become a world champion, but I feel in the division that he's in, specifically historically on his timeline, because Inoue is the guy above him, power would be a significant advantage for him if he had it. Now, am I saying that he's not capable of sitting down on his shots or turning his punches over? We just haven't seen that yet. I think, and what I've heard and what I've seen so far in this fight week, he looks like a guy who wants to prove a point. He looks hungry. Like I said, he's had multiple fight camps fall through due to injuries, and he's really excited to get in there. When I look at both guys side by side, Goodman's 26, Vaka's 23. We talked about the experience. You can't compare Goodman's experience to Vaka's experience. So Goodman's gonna have the advantage in the ring. He's gonna have the generalship. He's gonna have the high level experience. We're gonna see how Vaka deals with the main event. We're gonna see how he deals with the travel from Mexico to Australia, with the lights, with the Mad Bunch, with the crowd. It's everything that makes boxing exciting. Plus it's a Wednesday night fight. That'll probably be new to him. And you never wanna undermine the smallest little details of a fight week that may play into either promoting a guy's performance or hurting a guy's performance. Right now, I want to take a closer look at those Las Vegas odds. Guys, down here in Australia, my book is called Sportsbet. Wherever you are in the world, let's pull those betting apps out. Also, remember, even though this fight's Wednesday night, stay tuned to the channel Friday morning, 11 a.m., Thursday night in America. I'll be covering the fights happening in the US. I'll be covering the fights that are happening in the UK, and I'll be doing my live stream to tell you where to put all the money on those fights as well, with my predictions, method of victories, and prop bets. I should also mention, if you haven't seen my live yesterday, last week I hit a 14-leg parlay and a 7-leg parlay. So 21 boxing matches in a row. We're doing well. Without further ado, let's look at those money lines. All right, guys, currently where the money's at, Sam Goodman is $1.25, meaning you put $100 on him to just win, you get your money back plus 25 bucks. The draw 1601. Vaka is a $4.50, meaning you put $100 on him, you get your money back plus 350 bucks. I gotta be honest with you, the odds of the last few Sam Goodman fights have been like 11-1. So this is one of the closest that I've seen in the last couple years, considering it's only at 450. So that has me thinking what the money is kind of looking like to me is that those first early rounds, people are going to roll the dice, just a gambling's roll to take Vaka to 450. He's going to be most dangerous early on. I think as the fight progresses, Goodman is going to frustrate him. I think we're going to be able to see Goodman's world-class skill, and nothing's more dangerous than an undefeated fighter who thinks that he belongs at the top, and I feel that's exactly what we're going to get with Goodman. I'm predicting a career best performance by Sam Goodman. I'm predicting that he wins this fight. I think he's going to be too much for Vaka. I think his ring IQ is going to be too much, and I think he's going to make Vaka pay for his over-aggressiveness and his eagerness and willingness to trade. In the comment section below, you don't have to agree with me. Let me know how you see this fight going. Is the Mexican going to come to Australia and upset the odds, or is it going to be business as usual for Sam Goodman?